Good morning, yogis. I hope you're well. Thank you for joining me for, I think it's day 17 now of your rejuvenation challenge. So well done. If you're still with it. My name's Molly, and we're going to be moving through 30 minutes of slow flow to hopefully set you up for a great Monday ahead. So please do pop injuries or health issues into the live chat box, and then I can offer modifications for those as we move through the sequence. Just a note, probably won't be suitable for pregnant students because we're going to be doing some stuff lying on the front, and also particularly students in the first trimester. If you could give this a miss, that would be great. Okay, so we're going to start lying on the back. So if you want to come and get comfortable lying on the back with your knees bent, your feet planted, I'm just going to take a moment to have a look at the chat in case anyone's got anything you want me to bear in mind as we move through the sequence. I hope you enjoy it. Okay. All right, yogis. So let's meet in our constructive rest. We'll ground the feet. Maybe just gently lengthen the base of the skull, the kind of hairline away from the shoulders so the back of the neck feels long. And then relax those arms out to the sides, palms facing up. Soften fingers, thumbs. Let the eyes close. And we'll just take a moment or two to tune in. In the realm of physical sensation, how are we feeling? Can we sense the contact between our bodies and what we're resting on? How about energetically? Are we feeling maybe a little tired or lethargic or maybe more energized? Just take stock of where you're at. And what about mental activity? What's that like this morning? And again, just notice. We don't have to rate it as good or bad. We're just noticing. And then we'll start to bring some gentle movement through. So let's inhale as we are. And with an exhale, we're just going to tip the knees over to the right. And then we'll inhale, pull the legs back to the center. And exhale, tip the knees to the left. Let's keep that going. Inhale, knees to the middle. Exhale, they drift to the right as the head rolls to the left. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, knees go left, head rolls to right. Inhaling to the middle. Exhaling, releasing to gravity. And then inhaling back to middle. Exhaling, knees left, head right. Let's take another inhale, come back to center. Exhale as you are. And then we're going to interlace our fingers at the back of the head, base of the skull, elbows wide. All right, we're going to inhale, float the knees in towards the chest, and exhale, kick the feet to the sky. So legs might not straighten fully, but they straighten a bit. Spread out through the toes. Then we're going to inhale, bend the knees again. Exhale, consciously ground the feet back to the mat. Inhale, we're going to roll up the spine, lift the tailbone, the low back, the mid back, the upper back. And then exhale, we're rolling back down the spine. At the same time, we're lifting the head, the hands, the shoulders. And then we'll inhale to lie back and float the knees into the chest. Exhale, kicking heels to the sky, fanning out toes. Inhale, we'll bend the knees again. Exhale, we'll plant the feet. Inhale, let's roll up the spine. And then exhale to roll down the spine from top to bottom. Okay, once more with that sequence. We're going to inhale, lower the head, float the knees in. Exhale, kick the feet to the sky. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, plant the feet. Inhale, rolling up the spine. And exhale, rolling back down. And then we'll inhale to lie back. Exhale, give your knees a little hug in towards the chest. It might feel nice to have a little bit of a rock across the low back. And then how's about turning those rocks from side to side into some rocks forwards and back? So you can use the legs to help you build a bit of momentum. The spine is rounded to create this rocking. And eventually, could we actually catch the balance on our sit bones? Chest nice and bright, hovering toes in line with the eyes, squeezing inner legs together. How's about reaching fingers towards toes? And then are we breathing smoothly and slowly? Maybe a little smile helping us breathe more efficiently. Let's take one more deep breath in. And then with a breath out, we're going to move it to hands and knees. So we have our hands right underneath our shoulders, our knees underneath our hips, our fingers are spread. And we'll start to immobilize spine. So we've got our cat-cow, we've got our inhale, this arching of the spine, shoulders sliding down the back. Exhale, a rounding of the spine, head and neck heavy. Inhale, arching. And then exhale, maybe you press the top of the feet a little bit to the mat as you round. Now we're going to make that more of a circular motion. So we're going to inhale, arch the spine and move your ribs to the right. And then exhale, as spine rounds, the ribs go right, center, left. Inhale, arching, they go left, center, right. Exhale, rounding, right, center, left. And then the rest of the body starts to move in complement to this circling of the rib cage. So your shoulders might move, maybe your elbows bend a little bit, the head and the neck. Do whatever feels natural, intuitive. There's no perfect form here. Following the body's intuition. And then we'll just pause for a moment, back in sort of parallel to floor. And then we'll try circling the other way. So we're going to inhale, arch the spine and move your ribs over to the left. Exhale, round the spine, they go right, left, center, right. Inhale, arching, they go right, center, left. Exhale, rounding, they go left to right. Inhale, arching, they go right to left. Let's take that once more. And then we'll come back to the middle. From here, we'll tuck our toes, pull the sit bones towards the heels, and then hover the knees from the mat, coming into your downward facing dog. And maybe there's a little bit of movement in that first down dog. A breath, sink pedal out through the feet. A wiggle of the hips from side to side. Maybe a gentle nod of the head for yes. Shake of the head for no. And then we'll use an inhale to ripple it forwards to a high plank. So shoulders arrive over wrists. We've got one long line from heels to crown of head. And then exhale, let's bend the knees, lift the sit bones, roll it back to your down dog. Try that twice more. Inhale, heels lift, thighs engaged, tailbone tucks, round it forwards to your plank. And then exhale, maybe a soft arch of the spine, back to down dog. Once more, breathing in. And breathing out. Lovely. We're going to inhale and reach that right leg up and back. Can you lift with inner right thigh? So that's going to prevent the hip hiking higher than the other. And then exhale, curl the knee to the nose. Inhale, smooth extension of right leg up and back. Exhale, hug right thigh to low belly. One more inhale, reach the right leg up and back. Exhale, thigh to belly and foot lands inside the right hand, knee over ankle. We'll settle that left knee down. Let's use a breath in to sweep those arms overhead. A breath out, we'll interlace the fingers with first fingers pointing to the sky. Take another inhale here and then exhale, side bend to your right. And if you press a little bit more firmly into that right hand, straightening the right arm, that's going to amplify release through the left side waist. Breathe into that space in the left side of the body. And then we'll inhale, come back to upright. Exhale, let's take a little side bend to the left. A bit trickier on the balance this way. Keep on feeding the breath into right side ribs. And then inhale, we'll come all the way back to upright. And as you do that, lengthen from left knee to fingertips. Exhale, could the left hand reach forwards and the right hand float back? So we're in an open twist. And then we're going to inhale, reach the arms back up. Twice more, exhaling, left arm forwards, right arm back. Inhaling, arms overhead. Same arms again. Exhale, left arm forwards, right arm back. And then that right hand floats down. It finds the back of the left thigh. The left arm reaches up. The gaze can follow. Breathing here. And then an exhale. We're going to windmill those hands down either side of the right foot. Take a breath in. Pour the heart forwards. And then a breath out. We'll roll onto the right heel, flexing through ankle. That right leg doesn't have to straighten fully, it just goes to wherever it comfortably can go. Let's take that a couple more times. Inhale it forwards. And exhale it back. Inhale, gaze forwards, heart forwards. Exhale, really round a little bit through the spine. Relax the back of the neck. Let's take another inhale, roll onto that right foot. Exhale, we'll frame it with the hands, step it back to your down dog. And we'll try that on the other leg. We're going to inhale for the left leg to lift. Lift with the inner left thigh. Press out through the base of the left big toe. And then exhale, curl knee in towards nose. Inhale, smooth extension of leg up and back. Exhale, how's about thinking of thigh to belly? Does that feel any different, that cue? Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, thigh to belly, and then foot lands inside the hand. Knees over ankle, we'll settle that right knee down. Use a breath in, sweep the arms overhead. A breath out, fingers interlock. Another inhale here, and exhale, we'll side bend over to the left first of all. Press a little into that left hand. Feed some breath into the right side body. And then we'll inhale to come back to upright. And exhale, take that side bend over to the right, feeding breath into the left side ribs. Inhale, we'll come all the way back to upright. Really lengthen from right knee to fingertips. And then a breath out, we're going to come to this open twist. So right hand drifts forwards and left hand drifts back. Inhale, come back to arms overhead, chest forwards. And then exhale, same arms again. Right arm forwards, left arm back. And then inhale, coming back to center. Once more, we'll hold it there. And then that left hand is going to find its way down to the back of the right thigh. The right arm, it's almost like it starts at the space behind the heart. From there, we're reaching up and the gaze can lift with it. So there's this sense of trying to invite length, space in the spine. And then with a breath out, we're going to windmill our hands down either side of our left foot. Take a breath in here, heart shines forwards. A breath out, easing sit bones back, rounding a little bit over that left leg, release through the back of the neck. Inhale, rolling forwards. Exhale, rolling back. Yeah, so if you haven't already, let's start to fire up that Ujjayi breath. There's this gentle contraction at the back of the throat. It's like a mild closing of the aperture of the throat, and that is going to help us manage the speed of the breath, stay connected to our breath. And then we'll land back on that left foot. We'll press to the palms, step the left foot back to our down dog. And then another inhale to ripple it forwards to a high plank. Round the spine. So the back of the heart lifts on your way forwards. Exhale, let's come down to lie on the front body. Maybe we lower the knees first. Perhaps you could lower the whole body in one straight line. Point the toes with a breath in, shoulders peel back, heart shines forwards, head and neck are the last thing to lift, and then exhale. It's like you're trying to inch the forehead a couple of millimeters further forwards on your mat as you descend. Front body lengthening. And we'll press our way back to our downward facing dog. Let's use an inhale to lift the heels, come up to tiptoes. Exhale, little bend in the knees. Maybe it's a hop, it could be a step of the feet between the hands. I like to work with my feet about hip width and parallel, but you could have them together if that's better for you. We're going to exhale, bend the knees a bit more deeply. Get some contact between belly and thighs and let the spine round, in particular release through the base of the skull. And then inhale, we're going to press into the feet. It's going to lift the sit bones a bit. The legs don't have to straighten fully, but they straighten more than they were as we lengthen through the spine. Back of neck still really long. Exhale, bend the knees, curling in. Inhale, pressing to the feet, expanding out. Exhaling. And inhaling. Okay, we're going to exhale, round it in. And then inhale, press to the feet. Let's sweep the arms out wide, heart lifts. Palms connect above you, gaze to thumbs. And then a breath out, we'll fold it forwards, hands back towards the mat. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, let's step it back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, reach that right leg up and back. Lengthen through inseam of right leg, and then exhale, right foot inside right hand, knee over ankle. Take a moment, fire up the back thigh. It's like we're pulling the muscles up the leg. Hug the feet together. We'll use a breath in to sweep the arms up. And a breath out, let's interlace the fingers. First fingers channeling this energy from above. Breathe in. And then a breath out, we'll side bend to right. Take a moment, breathe into left side body. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, side bend left. So it doesn't have to be dramatic. It's a bit trickier when we go towards the side of our back leg for balance. Inhale back to upright. And then exhale, left hand sweeps forwards, right hand sweeps back. Open twist. Inhale back to center. Same again. Exhale, left arm forwards, right arm back. Inhale back to upright. One more time. Exhaling. Pause it there. Can we expand out from hand to hand, tail to crown, and then that right hand is going to float its way down to the back of the left leg. The left arm from the back of the heart reaches up. Maybe the gaze lifts too. Breath steady. Okay, we're going to exhale, windmill our hands down either side of right foot, and then we're going to shift our weight onto the right leg and kick out through inner left heel. So we're in a kind of warrior three. We're going to think of knitting the bony bits at the front of the pelvis towards each other, towards the center of the belly, and that's going to stop that left hip hiking up. Yeah. Let's take a breath out, bend the knee, tap the toes of the left foot to the right side long edge of the mat. And then inhale, press to right foot, lift the left heel again. Exhale, little toe tap, crouching down. Inhale, pressing into standing leg to expand out. One more time. Curling in. Expanding out. And then next time we'll lower the toes of the left foot to right side long edge of mat. They're going to stay there. Press down to the feet, sweep the arms up. We'll interlace fingers, first fingers point to the sky, and then we're going to side bend to our right. So I'm just going to face the camera a moment and mirror you. You've got your left shin crossing behind your right. You're taking your side bend over to your right side, so you're lengthening the left side of the body. And you can have a play. See, maybe you bend your knees a bit more. Perhaps you press into the back heel, straighten the back leg a little bit. What creates the most satisfying, nourishing release for the left side of the waist in your body? Okay, we're going to inhale, come back to upright. Exhale, let's float that left foot all the way back. We'll take a moment back in our high lunge, hug inner thighs together, knit front points of hips towards each other. Maybe the breastbone starts to lift a little bit. It's like the very first hint of a back bend. And then we'll float those hands down either side of the right foot. Step that right foot back to your down dog. And then inhale, heels lift, thighs engage, tailbone tucks. We'll ripple it forwards to a high plank. This time with our exhale, let's all lower our knees first of all. Take a breath in here. And then exhale, we're going to lower the ribs so that they sit just between your elbows. We want really vertical forearms, so elbows are over wrists, shoulders are forwards of wrists. And from there, could we press to the top of the feet, engage the thighs, so knees lift, and then we can press to the palms, straightening elbows, coming into an up dog. We're like pouring the heart forwards between the upper arms. Maybe a little lift of the gaze. And then exhale, we're gonna send the hips up and back to our downward facing dog. Okay, second leg. Inhale for left leg to lift. Exhale, left foot inside left hand. Really firm up that back thigh, hug the feet together. It's like you're trying to drag them closer. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fingers interlace. First fingers point up, take a breath in. And then exhale to side bend to your left. Feel into the experience in the right side of the body, the right hip. And then inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, side bend to right. A little trickier on the balance this way. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, we're going to come into that open twist. Right hand forwards, left hand back. And then inhale, arms floating up. And again, exhale, open twist. Inhaling, arms to the sky. Once more, back into our open twist, hold it there. And then that left hand floats down to the back of the right thigh, the right arm reaching up from the back of the heart, gaze can lift. Open out the perspective, take in your peripheral vision. And then with a breath out, we're going to windmill our hands down either side of left foot. We're going to shift the weight onto that left leg, kick out through inner right heel. And then a breath out, we're going to bend the knee, tap toes of right foot to left side, long edge of mat. And then inhale, press into standing leg to float that right leg up and back. A couple more times with your breath. Exhale, we're kind of curling in. Inhale, we're expanding from center out. Exhale, gathering in. Inhale, expanding out. Okay, next time you lower that right foot, or toes I should say, to left side long edge of mat, we'll leave it there, press to the feet, come up to stand on them. Fingers interlace, first fingers point up. Take a breath in and a breath out. Side bend to your left to breathe some space into the right side body. So just for a moment, I'm going to mirror again, facing you. You've got left shin behind right, side bending to your left, breathing into right side waist. And then an inhale to come back to upright. Exhale, we're going to step that right foot or toes of right foot all the way back to your lunge. Hug inner thighs together. Knit front points of hips together. Take a breath in, chest can brighten. Maybe the shoulders start to work their way back. Maybe the head leans back a little so it's in line with the spine. And then a breath out, we'll float those hands down. Ground them either side of left foot. Step the left foot back to your down dog. And then an inhale to ripple it forwards to a high plank. Exhale, you can drop the knees and then the chest to elbow height, or maybe the whole body lowers to the height of the elbows. Inhale for your upward facing dog. It could be a cobra, of course. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. A couple of steady breaths here. Maybe an exhale through the mouth would feel nourishing. Have we started to gather tension in places we don't need to? Maybe through the face or the jaw. Have we started to free up some space for this lovely 360-degree full circumference of rib cage breath, feeding the breath into the back ribs and the side ribs? Okay, we're going to inhale, lift the heels, come up to tiptoes. Exhale, little bend in the knees, step or hop the feet between the hands. And then a breath in for that half lift. A breath out, folding into legs, head and neck heavy. Let's inhale, press to the feet, sweep the arms up, palms meet above you, gaze to thumbs. Exhale, float those hands back alongside the hips. We'll take a big step out so that we're facing the long edges of our mat, and have your feet as wide apart as your hands and arms reach are really. So your feet are kind of right underneath your hands, toes slightly turned in, heels a little out, hands on hips. Take a breath in, roll the shoulders back, brighten the chest. And then a breath out. We're rolling kind of the pelvis all the way over the tops of the thigh bones to fold at the hip. And we'll drop the hands to the mat under the shoulders. Let's take an inhale, press to the feet. Similar to the standing forward fold we were doing at the top of the mat. We're pressing to the feet, lifting sit bones, at the same time lifting the chest. So everything expands out. And then we keep the work going on in the legs to lift the sit bones, but start to melt the chest, the head, the neck towards the floor, the mat. Just maybe take a moment, gently run the fingers of one hand up the back of the neck to the base of the skull. Just encourage those muscles to let go. Soften the jaw. Maybe the hands are now walking back between the feet, and that might enable you to further release crown of head down, sit bones lift. Front of thighs engage, inner and outer ankles and feet are working. And then we'll use an inhale to walk those hands back under shoulders. Again, we're expanding out. And then we'll press to the, exhale, bring the hands to the hips. Inhale, press to the feet, float all the way up to stand. And then we'll take a bit of a step back towards the front of the mat. We'll flow down towards the ground. Let's use an inhale, sweep the arms up, palms meet. Exhale, bow it forwards, hands to mat. Inhale for your half lift, spine long. Exhale, palms to mat. We'll step it back to a down dog. And then we'll lower the knees to the mat. Point the toes, ease the hips back to the heels, belly towards thighs, forehead on mat. And then an exhale, we'll slide our hands either side of the knees, press to the palms, roll it up to kneeling. Round the spine on the way there. And then it might be that you want to pop on an extra layer. We're going to work our way towards supine and shavasana for a bit of a hip release. So you can pop on a jumper, some socks maybe. Going to untuck the feet from underneath the hips. Bring your feet to the front end of your mat. Hold on to shins with hands. We'll use a breath in. Lift the heart, roll the shoulders back. Maybe gaze lifts too, and then a breath out, round the spine. Roll it down to lie. Slow and smooth. All right, we'll walk those feet back in. Same position we started in. And then we're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh, flex through right ankle. Give the left thigh a little hug in. You can interlace the fingers at the back of it, perhaps. And just an added option could be to extend the left heel up. Final option, and it is just an option, would be to change the grip of your interlaced fingers to the back of the left calf instead of the thigh, but keeping the low back on the mat. And then we'll release the left foot back down, the right foot back down. Just change legs, left ankle over right thigh. And then drawing that right thigh in. And you could work it here. Or maybe we're pressing that right foot up. And then just final option, really just an option, would be to interlace fingers at the back of the right calf. Okay, let's release the feet to the mat. We'll just take a moment in stillness. That could be with knees bent, inner knees resting against each other. It could be legs straight, toes flopping out. And just check back in with body. You know, what's changed from 30 minutes of practice? In the experience of the body, it might feel like the interior of the body is a little more spacious. We might feel more consciously connected to the body, more aware of all its different components and parts. And energetically, anything that's shifted or changed that you could take note of. Has anything happened to the breath? We did quite a lot of side bending, so hopefully we've kind of freed up some space for lovely diaphragmatic breath to come down to the bottom of the ribs. And then just notice anything that's shifted in the mental plane, any shift in mental activity. nature of thoughts, the rhythm of the thoughts. And then we'll start to bring movement back through, back into fingers, back into toes. Circle the wrists, the ankles, have a stretch, a yawn maybe. And then we'll give our knees a hug in. Gently roll yourself onto one side. Press your way up to find a comfortable cross-legged seat. Spine tall, shoulders soft. And then we'll connect soft palms together in front of the heart, and in gratitude to yourself for your effort and your practice, early morning practice, bowing head. Namaste. Thank you very much for practicing with me, yogis. Well done for sticking with the challenge this far. Yeah, please do let me know how you got on in the comments. I love to hear how you found it. Yeah, my name's Molly. I'm a yoga therapist as well as a yoga teacher, so you can see more about what it is that I do on my website, mollymartinyoga.com, or please do check me out on Instagram. Yeah, have a lovely Monday and rest of your week. Sending lots of love. Oh, thank you, Valentina. So pleased you enjoyed the flow. Thanks for practicing with me. Oh, thank you, Lois. Delighted that it felt like a good start to the week. Have a great one. Oh, thanks, Olivia. Thank you, Bohi. And Kat, thank you. Oh, thank you, Jane. Delighted you enjoyed it. Thank you, Jess. Oh, thank you, Laura. Oh, thanks, Freya. It's so nice to see you all, even in this virtual chat space. Thank you, Vivian. Have a lovely day. Oh, and Julia, thank you, Julia. You have a lovely week too. All right, lovely yogis, I will leave it there.